Well, you must be delighted with that, Graham, putting one over higher league opposition today.
Yeah, it's nice to obviously win a football match, which we have today, 1-0, and yes, it was against a team obviously in the Blue Square Premier, so we're pleased that we've stayed in the hat, we're pleased that we're through to the next round, and we're pleased that we've beaten a Blue Square Premier side.
Were you always confident, Graham, with the boys that you have here, that you could match them and hopefully beat them on the day?
Well, we knew we'd give them a good game of football. That's for sure. Whether you're not confident you're going to win every game you play, or in this particular game, but we knew we had enough weapons and enough tools in the squad to compete very well, to push them to the wire and push them to the end, and we did that. Yes, they had a lot of the ball, but without hurting us, in deep areas. And we forced them to resort to playing, long diagonal balls or long balls into our box, which we coped with well all day.
Obviously, we were missing Matthew Wright today, but you brought Luke Medley in, and did you think he did well up front with Penny?
Yeah, in fairness to Luke, he's had a rough time. There's no denying that. Not just the discipline side, he's lost his way a little bit. We've noticed that in training, but to be fair to him, he's kept his head down and he's worked and worked and worked, and he's got his chance today. And to be fair to him, he's worked his socks off, and at times he was a handful and a nuisance, and he gave me everything he had, so I was pleased with that.
And that was some goal today, wasn't it, from Penny? He seemed to not lack for composure and just rolled it in, really, from quite some distance.
Oh, a goal scorer's instinct, isn't it? He's a good finisher. We know that. We've seen that from his Crystal Palace reserve days. We know he can finish. And that was a typical example, one split second, keeper out of the goal. He kept his head, he didn't lash at the ball, and he confidently just sort of passed it in from a good distance.
And as you've said, Forest Green, obviously in the second half, had maybe a lot more of the ball, certainly than they did in the first half. But we looked very, very strong and self-assured at the back today, and presumably you were delighted to see that combination of Boardman and Hutchinson working so well.
Yes, it's a partnership that we haven't managed to get together this season very often, due to John Boardman's injuries. But hopefully now, touch wood, he can have a long run in the side, and those two can cement their partnership. And with Aswad and Tony Sinclair the other side, they give us a little bit of pace in the wide areas for a bit of protection, gives us a nice strong look, gives us a bit more physical height back there, which you need not just today but at our level as well. You need that. We look nice and strong and compact. We've only carried on what we've done for a lot of the season. We've gone into this game probably with 13 clean sheets, so we've only carried on what we've been doing for the most part of the season, apart from the disastrous blip we had at Bath.
And turning to Bath, obviously we've got them at home next week. I mean, presumably you'll be looking to hopefully put one over them and make amends for what happened.
Yes, it's obviously back in the league, and it's important that we get back on track in the league. Winning cup games keeps you on a winning run, which is important, as well as keeping you in the competition. But it's Bath next week. We'll be looking to recover and redeem ourselves from what was our worst performance of the season. It's not going to be easy. Good strong side. They're going to come and try and do the double over us. No one's done that this season, so we've got to put that that challenge. We'll take that challenge on and make sure that we come out next week exactly the same as today, focused, determined, difficult to beat, and with that, hopefully, we'll be enough to win the game.
Lovely. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. Thank you.